What do I want to do? Read. What do I have to do? Clean. I came up with this plan. I decided I'm going to spend a whole week splitting my time between cleaning and reading. So I'm going to read for an hour, clean for an hour, for a whole week. Or that was the plan. However, it is 5 p.m. And I'm just now starting this because I decided I was going to do it yesterday and then said I was going to do it today, but then today ended up being pretty busy, so I was going to do it tomorrow, but I don't want to wait till tomorrow because I want to start this book, but I decided I wanted to start it when I start the video. So we're going to start tonight. I've kind of been cleaning all day. It's not so much housework cleaning as it was just a tedious chore that needed to get done. With that being said, I think we're going to start reading, and then tomorrow you'll see a little bit more what I'm talking about, and I'll kind of talk about more what's going on because obviously I do have other things going on throughout the week. That's fine. Things will come up like work, and I have some plans with friends, and I even have a book signing Monday, so that's almost a week away. However, I never thought that I would read this book. I saw it early on when it came out, picked it up and decided, the cover's really cute, but I don't know if I'll like it. And then I went out to eat with some friends. One of those friends is the assistant store manager at Barnes & Noble, where I used to work, as well as our other friends who still work there. However, she is absolutely obsessed with anything Critical Role. Tusk, love. Anyway, she didn't convince me to read it, but she was so excited about it that when I went back to Barnes & Noble today and saw it, I decided to get it, and I will be updating her. So this is the book I'm going to start with. I had thought about starting Rose in Chains or Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy, which I believe both of these books are Dramini retellings. So both books based on a fan fiction based on books. We love to see it. So I thought about picking up one of these. I just got done reading Throne of Glass, so I've kind of been hesitant about picking up another fantasy. So I wanted something my cat got puke on my book. I just bought this book. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. I had debated picking up one of those because I feel like they're pretty different, and even if they're not different, I don't know, they weren't worrying me about some of my other fantasy books that I've thought about picking up recently. But here I am. We're gonna start this book. You might be wondering what I have against it. Right now, nothing other than I don't think I'm an orc girly. This is weird for me. It's giving monster romance, which has never really been my thing. And I've never gotten super involved in Critical Role other than knowing my old manager was absolutely obsessed with them, and me wanting to get involved and start watching, and then just haven't started yet. Anyway, I feel like I'm going to start this. We're going to give it a go. I can change my mind at any moment. We shall see. He also has black and white hair, and his skin is green. It's giving Frank. Mr. Stein, if you will. I have no idea what this is about, by the way. I'm kind of thinking it's like a funny, lighthearted, cozy fantasy. I could be absolutely wrong. Also, all fantasy books I'm reading right now, someone has white hair. Just like what's happening right now. Also, I might use my new little bookmark. They're also green. Okay. I didn't realize that the author of The Hurricane Wars is who wrote this book. I haven't read that, by the way. I just didn't expect her first book that I would read would be this. Also, it's under 300 pages. It is the next morning. It's the next morning. It is 10. Hello? It's 10:15. Okay. I wanted to start cleaning at 10 because I woke up, fed the farm, made breakfast, and I even played like a little bit of my video game, which was not part of the plan. Hello, can you even see me? So yeah, it's 10:15, so I think I'm going to clean until 11:15, and then I'll read for an hour. I don't work today, so that's nice. I can spend the whole day kind of doing the original plan, unlike I did yesterday. A couple things about the book. I don't know. It's not... Okay, listen. I'm not having a bad time. I don't want it to sound like I'm complaining. It's reading like a young reader's fantasy book. Like, it's so just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. That's so crazy. Anyway, you're cute. Like, that's kind of what it is. So it's, but I think it's leaning so far that way that that's my like expectation of it. I'm still having I don't know if I'd say I'm having a good time yet. I don't know if I'm far enough into the book to say that. Although it is reading like a young reader's fantasy book, I'm pretty sure this book gets pretty spicy. So I don't know how I feel about the two of those combining. I don't even know how I feel about the spicy part of the book because I'm kind of like, I don't think I care. But I don't feel like I want to put it down either. It just feels like, I guess technically this is my first cozy fantasy. And it is less than 300 pages, so of course you're gonna get straight to the point, you know? Like, pages in, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't stop looking at you. Yeah, so stuff like that. It's just a cozy, quick read, and that's fine. I would like to read, if I'm like reading consistently throughout the week, I would like to read like 2 books this week. I know that's not the goal this week, but that would be nice. I feel like I've been in kind of a reading kick lately, especially coming off of Especially coming off of Throne of Glass. Not that I was like ready to be over that series, but I was reading it for so long and I took my time with it. I wasn't flying through the books that much, so I want to read a billion books right now. So I'm gonna go clean and then we're gonna read. Got home from work. There's no air conditioning in there if you wanted to know why I am sweating buckets. And if you hear the cats crying, they went dinner. I literally haven't filmed a thing today because I read a little bit and then my chores today were more so like errands and like I picked a bad week to do this because I have a lot of chores that aren't cleaning to do, but it's fine. And tomorrow I'll barely be home. Saturday and Sunday I'm only partly home. So that kind of sucks. So this week is going to be a lot different than I expected. It's not going to be exactly what I intended to do, but I also intended to make more than one of these videos, so I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm not going to like delete the video. I'm not going to just not upload it. I guess this is more like a realistic reading week. Let me see how far I am. I'm almost done. I feel like I have under 100 pages. I have a little over 70 pages left of Dusk Club. So literally filmed nothing. I would like to read a little bit before bed, however I'm pretty sleepy, so we'll see. I will update you tomorrow. Alright, I just got back from a job interview. It wasn't my first interview. It's like you have to go through several interviews for this place. This could be the closest thing to my dream job that I'm going to find here. So on the way home, I stopped at the liquor store and got some wine because I could hear tonight, might have to wait till Monday, but I could hear tonight whether they're going to move forward or not with me. So I'm either going to celebrate tonight or cry. Also, ironically enough, I am going to a vineyard in a couple hours. Again, not the best week to try to be productive. However, I need to kind of relax for a minute. I'm not going to clean. I'm going to eat lunch. I'm going to watch some YouTube and then maybe read a little bit. I can't even, dishes are going to have to wait. I can't. I'm so nervous and I'm so like scared. I'm so scared. Okay. I didn't read a thing yesterday. I did go to the vineyard and then ended up going out with my friend afterwards as well, but yeah, I didn't read anything yesterday. And then I don't think I was that productive yesterday. I don't know what I did. I can't remember. Other than I ran some errands, which this video went from cleaning and being productive to doing other kinds of chores and things I needed to do that don't include like dishes and laundry, but I'm getting a lot of things outside of my house done, like things that I've needed to get done. I picked up All's Fair in Love and Pickleball today, kind of thinking I would read a couple pages and then decide that romance was not the vibe, but I'm kind of really liking it right now. I'm only about 30 pages in almost, and I'm kind of really liking this. So I did a couple chores earlier and then I read for about 30 minutes earlier. So yeah, I'm about to go to work, but if I'm not totally exhausted and if I don't have to close, I'll probably read a little bit more tonight. So, sorry I'm not doing exactly what I said I was going to do this week. This kind of turned more into a realistic what I read in a week, but that's fine. I don't care. I care.
Got a lot of time. Don't wanna let it slide. About to get and see it like such a nice sooner of July. Look at all the stars. Tell me where you are. 오늘이 지나면 후회를 따윈 없어야 하잖아.
Hold up, got a good feeling. Can't sleep, my heart is.
Okay, I've been doing some cleaning, not a ton. Like I said, this week I wanted it to be like a productive week where it was cleaning and doing all this, but I spent all last week cleaning up someone else's stuff. If you want to know what that is, you can watch my old healing diaries. Basically packing up stuff from someone that lived here with me for 2 years and lives in a different country now. Wasn't something I wanted to do, but that's not really my choice. So anyway, we're not going to whine about that. I'm a little over 100 pages into All's Fair in Love and Pickleball, and I'm like really liking the book. Because I opened it, wasn't sure if I was going to vibe with the romance right now, but I don't know if I've already said it. If I have, cut this out. But I really like the way that the main character is talking about grief. And it's something that happened 2 years prior, but she's really showing like the healing process. It doesn't end, I guess, like the grief process or whatever. Unfortunately, I think she's writing it so well because it is something she's had to deal with. And she even wrote that in the beginning of the book. But I'm really enjoying it, and I feel like she's giving a very realistic description and depiction of grief and grief management even after some time has passed, which I really like. I've had a pickleball set, like just like the paddles and the little plastic ball things, for a while, and I've never used them. And I've asked a couple friends if they want to go out, and people always say yes, and then we never make plans for it. But I think I'm going to make my friend go out with me soon, because I think I might want pickleball to be my new personality trait. Right now, I think I'm going to make dinner. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to make. Honestly, might spend the rest of the night reading. I know that wasn't exactly the plan, but I have spent this week doing a lot of chores that I didn't really want to do, but I had to do. And I've had 2 pretty bad mental health days back to back. So I kind of just want to read, and I don't want to think about responsibilities or anything. So there's that. Also, is it giving Little Mermaid right now? I feel like the red is fading, but then when I see it, I'm like, it's not really. I'm always like, you really need to update your video. And then when I finally do it, I don't know what to say, or I hate what I say. No, I guess I was just trying to update every day, but I've been really slacking on recording this week for some reason. Probably because I'm mentally ill! Okay, so next day. I did read a bit last night. I feel like I'm halfway through the book now. Still really liking it. It is evening time. I haven't recorded much, but I feel like I was pretty productive today. I cleaned out my freezer. I went to the store and got some more cleaning supplies. Did some dishes, did another chore. I did another chore that I've been putting off because I have another cat that I'm trying to find a home for, and it makes me kind of sad to see them go, but I know that ultimately it is the best for them, but I was really putting this one off. Me and my mom are going to a book signing tonight, and it's Hannah Witten. This one's for Nightshade God, which is the 3rd book in a series. I haven't read the first 2, but because she's a local author, I always wait until I'm at an independent bookstore that has autographed copies to buy them, and I just haven't bought them yet, but I've wanted to read those books for a couple years, so I'm excited to go to the book signing anyway, and hang out with my mom, of course. So I did do a lot of cleaning today, and no reading. So when I get home, I'm going to spend the rest of my evening reading. And I'm kind of excited about that. So I've been playing games today, though. I just haven't been reading. Anyway, tomorrow's the last day of this challenge. This has gone nothing like I wanted it to, but I've read a good amount of a book. 2 books. What the heck? Okay, anyway. I'm just beating myself up because it's like my favorite pastime or something. It's also storming. I don't know if you can hear that. It's thundering and it was pouring.
I was a rebel without a cause, living out of the blue. Used to think I knew
What are you doing, Mama?
but didn't have a clue.
What are you doing, Mama?
Love was just a game.
How do people do this?
Nothing scared me anyway.
Oh my gosh, I cried.
Never break me down. I'm
crying again. Hi guys. Okay, it's been a couple of days since this video ended and I was editing it and realized I never had an outro for it. So, this week, last week, whenever, I didn't do the challenge the way I had pictured it, but it was also my first time attempting it and I chose the worst week to do it. However, it wasn't a one-off. I kind of want to keep doing this series because I think it adds a little bit of fun and I don't know. I just like, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, I will do this again. So I did read 2 books during the week though, and I got done a lot of chores I needed to get done. They just weren't like house cleaning chores the way I had pictured the challenge happening, but I did get some tasks done that I really needed to get done that I didn't want to do. So they were chores. The first book that I read was Tusk Love by Thea? I don't know how she says that. Guanzon? This is why I don't ever say authors' names. There you go. So I know that when I was talking about this book during the video, I was really questioning if I liked it, but I enjoyed it, if that makes sense. I don't know if I liked the book, but I was enjoying the experience reading it. Like, I kept finding myself being like, well, the closer I got to the end of the book and the middle of the book, I just kept wanting to pick the book up and read. I think I knew the whole time going in it was cozy fantasy. It was based off of a Critical Role playthrough or something that they did, or like expanding on 2 characters or whatever. But I also picked this up right after finishing Throne of Glass, which I know that they're nowhere near the same plot. They're just nowhere near the same. So I guess in my mind I kept being like, oh, this feels very juvenile, which I also don't have a problem with. Like, I read young readers books. I'm gonna cut all that out, right? Anyway, I did actually really like this book, and I kind of feel like if they did more like this, I would pick them up. Like, I knew what I was getting into when I picked it up, but I still felt about it at first. I did really end up enjoying it, and I did really end up liking the characters and the story. I thought it was really cute. I also think that another reason why it kind of made me question it is I don't read very many standalones, especially fantasy standalones. So I'm sitting here like, oh, by page 40, you're already saying I kind of like this person. And I'm like, page 40? So I thought they would say it like right here. They said it here. So there's that. I also don't know if I ever showed you the other side. Also, the inside of the book is so cute. And here's what it looks like without the dust jacket. But they did some really cool art on the other side. But no, I actually really kind of enjoyed the book. I will say that. And like I said, if they made more little one-off stories with random characters, connected or not, I don't care. I would probably read it because it was fun and the stakes were low and it was just a vibe. It was like a whole nother area of fantasy and vibe for me. So I actually really liked it. Not that both of these were low expectations. I think I just went in with no expectations for them. But I also picked up All's Fair in Love and Pickleball. And this kind of became like one of my favorite little romances I've read in a really, really long time. Especially, like, I feel like I have my set authors that I know are always going to be good. So when I pick up random ones, they're almost always good. I just never anticipate them being good. Especially, I didn't know if I'd like this. I've never played pickleball. I have a couple, like, pickleball paddles and stuff in the back. I have a pickleball kit that I've had for a year and I've never touched. I've tried going out with people and then people always just don't want to go. So I didn't know if I would even care about what was happening, but I loved this book. And a couple things about it I really related to, and it hit close to home. Like, I personally am in a community, and when I was younger, in a community where I was almost exclusively surrounded by elders, and they were my friends. And I don't know, I kind of have a soft spot for the found family, especially when you're just, like, doted on by old people. I also liked the love interest, Nico. And I even liked the main character, Bex, because I appreciate when books give them real flaws, and I liked that they had pretty realistic flaws. I also like that their initial motives, their initial goals at the beginning of the book, they didn't sacrifice. They still went off at the end of the book and did them, and then came back together and decided what they were going to do moving forward. But I like that, you know, the whole book starts because they have these huge goals, and then it didn't end with one of them being like, you know what, I changed my mind. No, spoiler alert, it ended with being like, we love each other, but I'm still gonna go off and see that if this is what I need to do, you know, for my career and everything. So I liked that. And then they found their way back. I also think the way that she wrote grief about losing, well, the character lost a parent, but just any kind of grief where it's not linear and it's not the same for everyone. But I really liked that this book, you know, this was a 2-year gap between the loss of someone very important to the main character and then where the story takes place. And I feel like so many times when grief is brought up, the timeline isn't that far apart. Like, it's, oh, like, the main character lost someone 6 months ago, or, you know, something like that. And I feel like this is a very realistic representation of, you never know what is gonna hit that grief button or how hard it's gonna hit it. And even that it takes time after losing someone to find peace and comfort in those reminders rather than sadness. Like, I know I've personally lost people very close to me, and it took a long time to find peace and feel like it was more like them saying hello rather than the universe punching me in the gut that I just lost someone. So I think that the representation of the grief and the loss was really good, and I really like it, and I will definitely read more from this author. So, oh jeez. After yapping for 8 minutes, I read 2 books. I read 2 books this week, and I still got some stuff done, which was a good medium, and I will definitely do this again. And I'm glad that I enjoyed both the books, because it made it a lot easier to, first of all, want to pick up the book, but also get chores done so I could pick up the book. I recommend both of these, but I understand they're both not going to be for everybody. And, like, can we talk about, too, like, say what you want about the books if you have read them. Like, it's just not going to pick up how good it actually looks, but this is, like, one of my favorite romance covers ever. Like, the squares, the colors. Stop. Okay. That is that, I guess, from me. That was a semi-productive week in my life, I suppose. Could have been more productive, but more productive than nothing. Gosh, I kind of want to reread both of them. I really want to reread this one soon. I don't know. Okay. Anyway.